What's up, everybody, man? It's your boy, your host with the most. Your boy Dub Q is in the building, and I'd like to welcome you to the experience, the Black Cat Panther podcast experience, man. Make no mistake about it. If you are now watching this video, make sure you comment, you like, you subscribe to the channel, and show that love, man. I'm loving this because you see the topic, you see what time it is. Is David Tepper a little bit too hands on? Let's get into it as we get into it. Uh, Mr. 12.5, and I ain't talking young Jeezy. Mr. 12.5 Bill is what we call Big Tep. Uh, Shout out to the richest owner in the NFL, even more richer than his predecessor, Mr. Jerry Jones. Yeah. Is he potentially the Jerry Jones of Charlotte? Uh, and I mean that in the most humblest way as I could put it. Make no mistake about it, your boy David Tepper, since he has came here to Charlotte, has done nothing short of put his stamp on what he believes to be his new baby, his new team. Uh, Coming in, he hires one of the worst coaches of all time. And therefore, we sat through 2.5 years, potentially going on to 3 years with this guy as he began to motivate us into a new era that just never could really turn out to be anything. So, with that being said, Mr. Tepper went out and handpicked that guy because he looked like him, he smelled like him, he tastes like him, he reminded him so much of himself until you have to start questioning, who is David Tepper? And what is he seeing in himself to be, putting us through all this torture that we like to call it as Panther fans, torture. Because after the other guy, we sat through and endured. Tepper has owned this team for what, 4 years now, I believe? And in 4 years, we haven't had one winning season under Big Tepper. But yet his hands, his stamps, everything that you see when it comes to the Carolina Panthers run straight through him. All roads run to Tepper. All signs point to Tepper. You thought that after Matt Rule, and I don't like saying his name on this channel, he who will not be named, after he was fired and the new coach was brought in, who would have thought that this guy already had his quarterback already set in stone? Now, isn't that a bit alarming? Before you even had a chance to really name your head coach, you already knew who you want to take at quarterback. Isn't that something? I don't know if anybody paid attention to it or paid attention to any of the nuggets that David Tepper dropped on draft night when he spoke to Bryce Young on the phone. But he got on the phone. He said, "See, you remember I told you when I met you at the Super Bowl that if I had a chance to get you, I was going to get you." And so to me, that puts it in the phase of, did David Tepper really go through the full what's the word that I want to use? Did he go through the proper process in looking for, one, the right coach, and two, the right quarterback to take us into the new era? And I say that because it's so important that we get this right. It's so important that we head in the or trend in the proper direction, that you got to understand when it comes to Frank Wright. Did he assume or take a position knowing that Mr. Tepper already had his mind made up on who he wanted at quarterback? If so, that's a problem for me. For me, that's a red flag, because that means that can kind of somewhat explain why Ben Johnson came in, interviewed, and then turned around and went right back to Detroit. Because maybe, one of the selling points was, hey, I want you to come be the Carolina Panthers head coach, but I already got the quarterback name to pick for you already. And any coach coming in, you automatically know you're married to whatever quarterback that you select. And so maybe, who knows, a guy like Ben Johnson came in and said, I'm not interested in doing that because I want to pick my own guy. I want to have my own leeway. I want to have my own staff to my liking, all which is fair for a coach that's coming in. But Frank Wright, did he potentially take a deal knowing that he was just ousted in the NFL world through Indianapolis and said, hey, this may be my foot back in. Maybe I need to scratch Mr. Tepper's back. And okay, he said he wants Bryce Young. Okay, maybe I'll take him because he is the most electrifying quarterback in college football. So maybe I can mold him into whatever it is I want to do. I really wanted a RPO type of quarterback, but he runs the RPO, so I can mold him because first of all, to anybody who's watching this video and saying, "Q, you might be reaching, bro." Nah, look, go back and look at Frank Wright's face as we, sit there and he doesn't look too he doesn't look the happiest. Like if you see like a quarterback at some point in time, y'all saw him when he was with CJ Stroud at the combine. He was so happy, he was pounding them up 10 different times a day. And when he gets here to Bryce, it's like, yeah, well, yeah, Bryce is here. Yeah, he's good. You pick the smaller guy, and granted, like I said, Bryce is electrifying. Make no mistake about it. But I could deep down inside, I got a knack for knowing these things, noticing things, and it just looks like to me he's not the happiest as he could be for a coach that potentially got the lottery pick at quarterback and a potentially inheriting a team that has now seemed to be improved. Because what you got at the bare minimum, you should be happy enough to say, okay, this team right now can go out here and win some games from week to week. But Frank Wright doesn't seem to be the happiest. So I'm trying to understand, why does he seem so gloomy and so firm and direct whenever he talked about, the quarterback or his size or anything that's pertaining to Bryce Young? He seems to just he doesn't have any emotion when it comes to his quarterback. So it's a little different for me witnessing this. I went out on the limb to say I think that David Tepper has meddled to the point where, he said that everything was not going to go through him. He said that he was going to give everybody the just due process. But I really think that he put his hands and his moles on the fingerprints of picking this coach. Like I said, how the hell are you going to name a quarterback before you even pick the coach that's willing to work with the quarterback? Like, where did they do that at? I'm trying to understand the logic behind this, but if that is the case, did we go through the just due process of basically analyzing all these players to the best of their abilities? Did they take the time to really look at CJ Stroud? Did they take the time to really look at Will Levis? Did they take the time to really look at AR-15? This is something that I'm looking at right now. I'm saying if Tepper came in with his mind already made up, it was a closed door policy to everybody else. So this is what I got out of this. If you think I'm reaching, let me know in the comments. If you think I'm right on, let me know in the comments. Make sure you like this video. You have no idea what it does for the algorithm. Your boy 𝐥𝐤𝐞 is back, and I'm back up on it. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It's your boy, 𝐥𝐤𝐞.